This video is going to be my start of Zwift Racing League. Just been doing a ride. I've got to do 3 races before I can race in the league. Tonight I've just done my first one. It was absolutely brutal. So let's jump to the start of the racing league. I've got another 2 races to do between now and Tuesday. Today's Friday. Please consider pressing the subscribe button. And yeah, let's jump to Tuesday for the Zwift Racing League first race of the year event. For me anyhow. Well, I've done my 2 races. They were brutal. And I've now got my category from Zwift. I was a Cat C rider last year. Now I'm back to a D, almost a C. I believe it's because I didn't put a big enough effort in, although it sure felt like it. Anyway, half hour out from the race, I'm having my pre-race coffee in my cycling cup. I got as a gift for a Christmas present. So I'm going to go and get my kit on. We'll get in a pen and let's see how this goes. Well, here we are at the start of the race. And at this point within the race, I was feeling amazing, ready to roll, feeling super hyped. No, not really, I weren't. I was dreading it because I knew what the pain was about to come. Now, start of the race here, I should have been building up my watt. As you can see, I'm still on 104 watt. That should have been around 400 or 500. Because the minute we go, 2, 1, you just straight away you'll see the whole race team, they escape me, and I'm left at the back like an absolute idiot. I should have been banging down the watts just purely to get that draft, and I didn't really have any draft for the rest of the race. Although I didn't finish right at the back of the race, so you don't need to switch off right now because I do take over a few people the further we get into it. So we'll get around this first corner and I will tell you a little bit more of what I know about the race and also what spike I'm using, and then we'll go through the race and just let you know how it planned out and how I actually performed. So we're just on the Zwift website and this is the race schedule for the season, and as you can see there is 6 races, and within each team you're allowed 6 riders. Now here is where you score points within this FAL segment, which is first across the line, and then the FTS, which is the first through segment. And with each segment you've got an opportunity to score points, which is what the race is based on. So it's not necessarily the first to the finish, it's more about scoring points within these segments, and then obviously all those points then get added up for the team, and then it puts you in a position within the league. You're not necessarily guaranteed to get into each race, it's all on the team captain and who he deems is going to be the best rider for the team to give the best opportunity of scoring points for the team. Right, let's move on to the bike. Now, I've not got many bikes, but the bike that I chose to get, and it was actually the first time I'd used it, I'd just bought the bike, was the Canyon Aero Road. It seemed like a good all-rounder. And then alongside that, I also chose the Zip 808 Aero wheels. Now, maybe I could have gone with a more of a lighter weight wheel, but it's what a lot of the team said to use. Said it would give me the best chance of keeping up with the pack, although I didn't put enough power at the beginning of the race, so it was, I don't know. It's all a big steep learning curve, this video. When I do my next race, I'll definitely be implementing a lot more tactics within the race of how I'm going to keep up with the pack and try and sit in there and draft. But yeah, let's jump into the video and let's see how all this pans out. So this is my first opportunity to score some points. Now, as you can see, I'm coming down here. I wanted to redeem myself. I'd done crap on the start line, so this is it. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, bang, let's go for power. Come on, Russ, more power. Yeah, so it's the quickest across this bridge to that finish line in the distance where the orange banner is. As you can see, I'm putting out 700 watts. I'm dying off, and I scored a time of 13:16, which put me in 26th place. Not too bad considering. Out of a field of 73, top 3rd-ish. Not too bad. Although I know I can do better. If I can get to the levels I was at last year when I come off Zwift, I can definitely do a lot better than that. Maybe top 15, because there's some powerful riders in here on the sprints. But I think that's one place where I can perform good. Climbing is not my forte, which we'll see when we get towards the end of the race. But sprinting, I can do well at that. I just need to build my fitness, build my strength, build my power. So over the next few Ks, I managed to pass a couple of riders and claw back a couple of positions. And we're just coming into, in the changes screen, we're just coming into the next KOM now. This is 900 metres long, about roughly 6% gradient. And if you look into the top right hand corner on your screen, you'll see a couple of dots up on the road there. And my mission on this KOM was, one, to try and get a good time. It's only a short one, 900 metres. And hopefully claw back a couple of positions. So the plan was just to try and keep it a consistent power and hopefully just get a decent time. But as you'll see in a moment, there's actually 3 people who were starting flagging on the climb, and my plan was just to try and keep it above 300. And well, if you look on my name there, R Gosling, you'll see the watts per kilo, and my idea was just to try and keep a higher watts per kilo than what they were at and hopefully catch them, which was easier said than done, let me tell you. It was an hard graft, this one, but I knew that it weren't going to last forever. So the idea, just keep the power down. So there's 1 down, there's 2 down, there's 3 down. So that's 5 places of clawed back so far. And there's another one just up ahead, but I didn't have it in me to try and put any more power down. As you can see, I'm dead. And my legs were on absolute fire. So as you can see, up ahead, there's the banner for the end of the segment where you get points on. I should have just carried on, but I did know up ahead there's a big ass climb coming up. And I didn't want to burn all my candles on one of the small climbs. Although looking at my face there, I certainly do look like I've burnt all my candles. Anyway, I managed to finish in a time of 2 minutes and 40, which put me in 39th place on the climb, which again, top 2/3. I'll take that. First race back, as I've already said, but I'll take that. Now, back to the mission of catching other riders and seeing how many more I can claw down after that dreadful start to the race. So here we are, we're just coming into the epic KOM, and 2 of the riders that I took over, you can see they're now making an effort. We'll get onto that in a bit. Now, stats about this climb. This is what I've had to pull from my Strava because I can't find anything in feet and miles and I ain't got the time to convert it. But basically it's 3.85 miles long and I've got it at 1,199 feet climb at 5.9% gradient. And you can see another rider here making a push on there. Now, at this point in the race, as I've said a million times before, my legs were absolutely fried. But it was just a case of, well, I had no plan. It was just to survive. I did, for a while, think to myself, let's put out 260 watts. It works sustainable because in places it starts ramping up. As you can see here, I'm on a 10%. And by the end of the race, my lack of riding indoors and riding on Zwift, it's shown its ugly head because it's an absolute brute of a climb. However, let's see what I can do on this. So as we entered the bottom of the hill, you could see there I was in 68th place, 67th place, and just basically just keep pushing. I was sweating, I was fried, but there was no way in hell that I was going to give up. Now, this booth, as you can see in the front here, me and him was getting into a bit of a battle going over here. And the competitive side of me was just not going to let anyone come past me. Or at least that was the plan anyway, for as long as I could hold it out. Now, one thing I do want to mention is just look how far in front A. Murphy is. He's 40 seconds in front of me here. Now, watch as we get near the top, because, yeah, I'll save that for the top. But let's just get a little bit more further into this, because this booth keeps trying to push on me, trying to get past me, getting into a battle. So let's push on further up the hill. Honestly, I've not spoke much in this, but good God, this is killing me. Legs feel alright, but Jesus, the sweat's banging out of me. 3.7k left to go. All uphill, apart from the last 0.4. The two lads who are stuck with on the flats have gone. They're clearly climbers, and we're going for a time on this. And Smith is making a push on me, and I can't hold him off. Other than that though, everything's fine. Not. No, everything really wasn't fine. Now, as you can see, A. Murphy has said to keep an eye on, is now 1 minute and 2 in front of me. And Smith, he is making a push on me. He's really giving me that motivation to just try and keep the power down, to just try and stay around 2.7 watts per kilo. As you can see at the minute, I'm at 277, 268. I'm doing all I can now just to try and keep some kind of momentum. And at this point, I thought A. Murphy was gone. Yeah, you can see the pain in my face there. I was dying. And just for reference as well, in the house that night, it was actually 20 degrees. Not the weather for doing indoor rides, but as I've already said, I want to be in part of this Zwift Racing League from the beginning, because it is going to take me right through till March, with a couple of weeks break in between each season. I believe it's 3 seasons. Let's push on. Now this Smith is really becoming annoying. He's made another push on me on his Tron bike. Starts coming past me, and it's hard to describe the psychological, because at one point you're like, yeah, go on, you crack on. But then another side of him is like, no, just keep pushing, just keep holding your game, because you don't know how much pain he's going through. Honestly, I've said it before, this climb it's a tough old climb. It's nothing compared to the Alpe d'Huez or the Von Top, is it, at France? In fact, it probably is comparable to Alpe d'Huez. However, it's not as far up. That's 1,500 metres. I think this is about 400 to 500 metres. So it's roughly about a third of the climb that is. Similar in the gradients and whatnot. But anyway, yeah, we'll save Alpe d'Huez for another day. In fact, I did a video on Christmas Day last year. I went up the Alpe d'Huez, and that was flipping horrible. But I got a record, and I've not been able to get near it again. And actually, I had a bloody brandy at my mate's in the morning, a sausage sarnie, and a couple of mince pies. So, yeah, maybe that was the key. Who knows? So, I make my very last pass on Smith. I won the battle at this point here. I don't know how he was feeling, don't know who he is, but I know at this point he never come back past me. Now, A. Murphy, as you can see on the earlier, I said he was 1 minute and 1 away from me. His legs have started blowing up, and as you can now see, I've got around 2k left to go, and we are 18 seconds off. And in my head, I'm weighing up, should I put an effort down and try and catch him here? Will he die off, and will he die off, and I'll end up just naturally just clawing more time back on him? The psychology in this game is just because you can't even see anyone's faces and see how much pain they're in. The only thing you've got to go off is their watts per kilo. and the amount of power that they're putting out. And yeah, it's fascinating. It's fascinating. It's the thing that I love with Zwift is the racing. It's just brilliant. It's brilliant. If you've never done it before, give it a try. If you're competitive, you're gonna love it. Absolutely love it. And it just makes winter that's so much more better of being able to come home, jump online, and race against other people. Anyway, let's get into the last 1K and talk you through what happens. So here we are. We've literally got 0.1k left of climbing, and I'm looking at the screen. I'm trying all I can to catch him. I mean, I'm at 400 watts, 370. Well, putting out a lot of watts there, and he's only at this point 5 seconds away from me. But it might as well have been 5 minutes because I literally had nothing left.
0.4 to go, and he's sprinting.
I'm doing all I can here now to try, and as you can see there, 500 watts. I literally had nothing left to give. As soon as I started putting the power down, there was just nothing left at all.
Come on, come on. No.
As you can see, that's it. There's a bit of a delay on the power there, but I think that's my sinking. But I had nothing left, and all I had to do was just roll across the line. I couldn't give any more than what I'd actually given. But that's my first Zwift race done. And yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. Now I will show you the results of the race of where we finished, because as a team we actually did pretty good. So this is the results page for the race. Obviously you can select different seasons, different divisions, and then obviously this is the race that we've done, race 1, week 1. And this is the teams that we've had facing in there. Now there's my team that I race with, the Atom Adrons. And we finished in 5th place, which, considering when you look at all the other teams, had 6 riders, except for the bottom team that had 4, and we finished 5th. That's a reasonable result, that. And when you look at all the other teams, it's like all C's, all C's, all C class, and then this is our team. Obviously with me there, that's a D class, Virgin on C. Yeah, and we scored a grand total of 123 points, and I got 8 points, which I guess not too bad. That's just for finishing. I got 8 points. So we have got some really strong riders within the team. God knows how it's going to be when it comes to TTT week. I've been speaking to the team, and they just said, just give it everything you've got, and when you die off, you die off. They'll just carry on. But I'm in a team of some really strong riders, which have set the bench really high. The benchmark really high for me to try and get there. So let's see where I'm at the end of this first season, which ends just before Christmas. I think it ends before Christmas anyway. I think it's 6 weeks, there's 6 races left. So it's going to be interesting. But yeah, week 1, as a team, 123 points. I scored 8. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. So before I come back, what I need to work on is my fitness and my strength and my power, but more importantly is tactics, because tactics could have got me up there, up that climb a little bit quicker, and maybe I wouldn't have ended up at the back of the pack from the off if I would have put more power down at the beginning. Anyway, time for me to come back.
Well, that's my first race back done, and I'm dead completely. I don't know if this is going to show up on the camera, but sweat is absolutely peeing out of me. Just look at that. But yeah, it's a start. We're going to keep pushing forward. Hopefully the results get better. I think I finished 67th out of 75. I don't know. Let's just see where it goes. But while you're here, please consider pressing that subscribe button. I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Adios guys, bye.